Welcome to San Diego's most popular local morning news. Good morning, San Diego.
As the U.S. economic picture continues to worsen, many people are concerned about losing their home. According to the Associated Press, the U.S. is on track for 2.3 million foreclosures by the end of this year. How long will the trend continue? The real estate CEO, Matt Battiata, is here with your 2009 real estate forecast. And unfortunately, it's not too much rose here. Good morning.
Well, it depends if you're a buyer or a seller.
I guess so.
Good news, there are deals starting to appear on the market, and we're getting near the bottom prices, so that's the good news for buyers. But that's about all the good news.
Yesterday, San Diego was named in Fortune magazine as the 8th worst housing market in the country. They cited the condos downtown, basically, the glut of them, as really contributing to putting us 8 on the list. How long is it going to be before we see any type of recovery?
It's going to be a while. We're going to see, this year, we're getting down to near bottom prices. So there are deals out there, but we've got a lot of foreclosures and a lot of short sales that have to get flushed through the system before we get to the bottom.
You say that 2009 will be the year of the short sale.
It is. It will be the year of the short sale, which is better than having it be the year of the foreclosure. So what I'm trying to do is beat the drum and let people know what their options are who are facing foreclosure. They're upside down. They do have options. They can do a loan modification. They can do a short sale. And those are much better options both for the homeowner and for the economy in general than foreclosure.
How much help is there for people in San Diego who are upside down or who are on the verge of foreclosure?
All it's about is giving people their options. People don't know what their options are because there's so much conflicting information, especially on the web. There's a great website that I started to help people and give people their options. It's called the San Diego Mortgage Helpline.com, San Diego Mortgage Helpline, where people can go to, get information on what their options are, speak with a foreclosure prevention counselor, and at least if they know their options, they can make the right move for their family.
California is really at the heart of this housing crisis right now. Will we be the first to see recovery?
We will probably see we'll be one of the first to bottom out. We've got to get down to the bottom, which we're getting close to. I mean, we've been at this for a few years now. So the good news is we are getting close to the bottom. This year, we're going to get to prices that are pretty close to the bottom. And we'll start to see, we're going to start to see a recovery. But we got a lot of foreclosures, and that's why what I'm trying to do is give people their options so that there doesn't need to ever be another foreclosure in San Diego County if people just know their options.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about some of the options that you mentioned. How difficult is it to jump in and change things, change the momentum of where you're going?
Well, if you're facing most people, the problem is that they're upside down and they can't make their payments. So they've got options. They can do a loan modification, which is one. If they can't do a loan modification or they don't want to stay in their home, for example, they can do a short sale. The worst possible thing they can do is do nothing and let their home go to foreclosure because it's a blight on the neighborhood, it drops property values, it even affects as far as Wall Street with the mortgage-backed securities and so forth.
You say that these short sales or that the lower prices are going to attract more investors, and that will help with San Diego's economic recovery.
I'm hoping I'm going to make a trip to Washington, D.C. in January, actually, to lobby our representatives, because what I'm hoping is what they've got to focus on is getting buyers back into the market. So lowering interest rates is definitely a good thing. They've got to make it easier for investors to get in because somebody's got to buy up. Unfortunately, there's still going to be a lot of foreclosures, and somebody's got to come in there and buy up all those foreclosures, and that's investors. So we got to make it more attractive for investors to get back into the market.
Sounds like the cycle is going to be a very long one. Housing prices here in San Diego have fallen roughly what percent?
We're down a solid 40%, and that varies on the area. In some areas, like you mentioned, Mission Valley, condos were down over 50%. In other areas that are more desirable, we're not down that much. We might be down only 20 or 25. But in general, we're down a solid 40%. You get up into Riverside County, it's over 70%. It's unbelievable.
So this actual complete recovery could be a decade.
We're going to bottom out. In my opinion, I think we're going to bottom out. Prices are going to get really, really affordable in San Diego County, really cheap. The same thing's going to happen. It happened in the mid-'90s. People are going to flood in and say, wow, why is it so inexpensive in San Diego? It's such a wonderful place to live. And you're going to see prices take off again. So we do this cycle over and over again.
Yes, we will. So there is light at the end of the tunnel.
There's light, and it's not a train.
Yes. But it is far away.
Yeah, it's coming, though. It's coming.
Merry Christmas Eve, Matt Battiata. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time this morning.